All right, here we go. Okay, we're back. We're back here at RB805. So the last video was kind of about news to you, right? And so we're going to do a little bit of painting activity today. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope everybody is staying safe. And what's the number one thing we need to be doing right now? Washing our hands and covering our mouth and sneezing into our elbow, right? Even adults kind of forget that sometimes. I hope you guys are doing good, both students and parents. Hope you guys are doing okay and everybody's doing fine. It was really great to text with everybody this morning, and everybody gave me a thumbs up, which is really good. Feel free to text me if you guys have any questions about the websites that I gave you. Anything about the passwords or the IDs not working. Sometimes they kind of change and I don't always keep up with the change of the ID and the password on my sheet, so just let me know if there's any problems with that. So as you can see, we'll go ahead and get started. As we can see, I'm going to keep this up here, our bracket that we worked on in our last video, and then when I get the videos out we can have some discussion on who you think might win. So if you're a little confused about why these are up here, just look at the first video that I sent out and you can see. So I'm going to keep that up there, but we can work around it. Today, we're going to paint a flower pot of lavender, right? And as everyone or all my students know, that I am not the best artist, but I try to do my best. And we usually use YouTube, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to our wonderful English lady that kind of walks us through everything. We'll stop the tape and just kind of review on what we've got and what we need to do. So, you okay? So what we've done, if you can't see it, we've taped our paper down with some blue painter's tape just to give it a little bit of a frame. And I've done that with 3 of them. And then we also have a little bit of watercolor. I get these cheap ones. I get them from like Ross and like TJ Maxx in the back. It's a lot cheaper than even Michael's. You can get like a whole thing for like $6. And they come with brushes. And I have tons of brushes. Also from TJ Maxx and Ross, it's pretty cheap. I've also learned with the videos that anything over like 10 minutes is kind of hard to send. So going to try to keep stuff sort of short and sweet and maybe like send you 2 or 3 10-minute videos to chop them up, because if I send a 30-minute video, it just kind of sits forever. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So we've got the paper taped down. We've got our watercolor paper. You don't have to have watercolor paper, and you don't have to tape anything down. Let me see. I just used this, and this is kind of cheap too. You can get this at Ross for pretty cheap too. So Ross, Michael's, TJ Maxx, anything in the back, they just have this stuff kind of sitting around. It's like half the price of where you go to get it at Michael's. We have our water in case we need to rinse. And right now I've got a orange for the terracotta pot. I've got some red just to give some highlights to the pot. Of course we've got green with a little bit of water in it. And then we've got purple for the lavender, right? And we've got, I usually use like a little squirt bottle of water, and I'll use these little plastic cups, and then I just squirt a little bit of water in there and get it kind of good and mixed up, right? Oh, it's pink. I've been told that it's pink. It is a little bit pink. But I think if we work it into the orange, we'll see. You know what I like best about art is that you just never really know how it's going to come down. And I always say the best artist is the person that's having the most fun whenever they're doing it, not really the result. We've got a lot of great artists in this room, and I know there's a lot of guys that really like to do the painting in this room, so I figure let's connect over some painting. What do you say? Okay, so now that we have our 4 colors, we've got a green, we've got an orange, got a purple, and we've got a red that I've been told is a pink. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start the video and then I'm gonna stop the video once we get to a certain spot and we can kind of check ourselves, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'll check the camera real quick. And here we go.
Nice, quick, fun little colourful painting for you to do. I've done it many times in many formats. I've done it for little pictures. I've done it to go on greeting cards, all sorts of things. And it's easy, it's quick. And if you just relax and go through the process, you'll end up with a pretty little loose, fluid painting, okay? What it's going to be is a pot of lavender. I don't think there's anybody who doesn't like lavender.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the pot. And I've got some burnt umber, and as always I have a bit of watercolour paper nearby to check my colours. That's far too dark. Let's loosen that up a bit. Okay, I'm going in to make the rim of the pot.
Can if you want. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off and we're going to make
around the back.
a little bit of
this is the top,
circle.
the circle where the lavender is going
like
to
a
go
C
in.
laying on its side.
And I'm coming down to make
And she said burnt umber, but you know,
shape at the
orange is
top,
perfect.
which we often have on plant pots, and the bottom.
There we go. See how that C comes
And
out?
that is it basically. Now I want to alter the colour slightly, so I'm going to put in
And to help you guys out,
terracotta.
you'll want to use
Actually, I
a
think
really
this is a
small
Venetian
brush
red,
like
but
this.
whatever you've got that's near to it, pop in. See, I'm keeping it really loose. Of course, that's how I want it to be. Now, that's a bit of pot that we can see at the back. The soil is in there, and that's a bit of the pot round there. So we're keeping this very fluid, very loose, okay? Don't get hung up on the detail. Oops, it's got a bit wonky there. Let's just round it up a little bit. Remember, we're giving an impression. Just take it around a bit. So the way I've started, it would now appear that my light is going to come from that side. Okay, let's look at the greeny bits. This is the stalky bits. I'm going to start with that first. And I've mixed up some sap green. And I've put a bit of white in it because I want that opaque, sort of creamy colour that lavender.
Okay guys, so whenever we switch colors, so we've been working with, she said burnt umber, but orange is fine. We've got some oranges. Got the whole thing as an orange, and then you can see it's a little bit darker here on the edge because her light is coming from this direction, right? See how it's really bright over here? And then it's dark on the other side over here, so you can work on that. So whenever we do change colors, we want to put our brush in, kind of give it a little bit of a shake, bring it out, and then dry it off really well, all right? And then we're gonna go back, we're gonna work on making our C like this, right? Good job, Lolo, nice job. Let's give you a little more orange there, and then we're gonna give you a little more dark here. See how it's darker on that side? Yeah, okay, so we made it light on this side and dark on this side. Like I said, and like she said, we're just giving an impression. It's not a detailed painting, just something nice to give the impression that we're making a pot, right? Okay, so here we go.